What up, y'all? It's your boy Hometeam here. I'm back at it with another video of African history, culture, and worldview. And today, I wanted to talk about the Africaness of Floyd Mayweather. Now, I'm a huge boxing fan, and Floyd said something really interesting that I wanted to talk about. He said, this was like a couple weeks back, he said, yo, I'm not necessarily, an African American. I identify as, just an American. And that statement would be cool. I would be cool with that. But the problem is, I see a common trend among, the black elite within our society, within our communities, that either say similar things or they say it through their actions. And I kind of get the feeling that, if you're going to be an elite black person within our society, you can't be about the home team anymore, or you can't be about black empowerment so much so. It's kind of like we learned from, I guess, black elite groups in the past, like Muhammad Ali or Nelson Mandela. Boxing Beats and Rhymes, you guys need to check out his channel. He said, yo, Muhammad Ali, people hated this dude back in his prime, in his day, when he was about the home team, when he was about black empowerment and advancing his people. And the same goes for Nelson Mandela. He was about black empowerment for his people in South Africa. And they labeled this dude, Nelson Mandela, as, a terrorist. We love him now. We love Muhammad Ali now. We love them. But back in the past, they hated this guy. Why? Because they were about black empowerment and advancing their people. And so it's kind of like the modern day black elite kind of took from that and went to the other extreme, in which, yo, if I'm gonna get to this level and stay at this level, I can't be about that black empowerment stuff. I can't be about the home team, at least not openly. And we see this with Jay-Z himself. He says, I'm not gonna disassociate myself with Barney's. A couple months ago, Barney's just had all these lawsuits coming at them about, just racism and stuff like that. And Jay-Z was strikingly silent about this. And this is what I'm talking about. Within this black elite group, you can't be about the home team, or at least so it seems. And so Floyd Mayweather, when, he was starting off his career, he portrayed a certain image, a certain stereotypical image, in which people are used to seeing, and they love to hate it. And in a way, Floyd had to play that image or that role in order to get attention. And now that we see that, I guess maybe he's grown out of that, or he feels as though he doesn't need to play that character anymore, he doesn't act like that stereotypical fresh, fly, and flashy all the time. He's calmed down a lot. And we got to ask ourselves, like, why is it like that? Like, why did he have to play that role, or why did he act like that in order to get to that level? Is it because people are used to seeing that negative image of black people, and so they love to hate it, they love to judge it? And in order to get to that elite status, they had to make sure that, this is what we're used to seeing you as, so you got to be this way, and you got to stay this way. And it's sad, I see the same trend with Adrian Bronner. Like, he's doing some of the same things, the fresh, flying, flashy, copying Floyd. And some people say that's who he really is, and some people say, oh, he's just putting on the front. We don't really know. But with the black elitism within our communities, within our societies, it's hard to be about the home team, and we gotta ask ourselves, like, why is it like this? Back in the past, and centuries ago, during slavery, that whole culture of fresh, flying, flashy came from slavery. And that's what people were used to seeing. When you was a slave, you only had like 2 items of clothing. And so when you got your freedom and you got a little bit of money, you became fresh, flying, flashy, because you didn't know how to handle money. You didn't really know how to be responsible. Like, you didn't have anything before. So now that you have something, you're gonna spend it all. And so that goes back into the culture we kind of created in the black community about what I like to call a subservient culture. We're still in survival mode, in a sense, in which, in order for us to stay at this elitism level, this black elitism level, we have to make sure other groups outside of our group are comfortable with our image. And so we don't push the envelope because we want to maintain that status. And it goes back into that subservient culture, that survival mode mindset in which we can't offend anybody with empowering ourselves, because empowering black people is offensive in our society. And that's sad. But yo, I want to know what you guys think about Floyd Mayweather and that statement he made. I want to know what you guys think about, black elite groups in general. And yeah, just hit me up, leave a comment, subscribe. There are gonna be many more to come. Know thyself. Remember your ancestors. Peace.
Yeah, check me out, y'all. Nasty Watts in your area. About to cause